Ukraine was subjected to one of the most intense aerial bombardment of the war as Russian forces launched a coordinated assault involving dozens of missiles and hundreds of drones targeting cities across the country. The massive attack focused on critical infrastructure sites in Kyiv, Odesa, and Dnipro, overwhelming Ukrainian air defenses and causing widespread damage to energy facilities and residential areas. Ukrainian officials reported that the assault represents a significant escalation in tactics and scale, with combined wave attacks designed to penetrate defense systems through sheer volume of projectiles. President Zelensky immediately addressed the nation, condemning the attack as an act of terror aimed at civilian population and critical energy infrastructure as winter approaches, creating what analysts describe as a deliberate strategy to break Ukrainian morale and disable the country's energy grid. The scale of the attack suggested extensive planning and coordination by Russian military planners, who have been adapting their tactics throughout the conflicts to counter improving Ukrainian air defense capabilities. The human costs of the bombardment became apparent as emergency service worked throughout the night and following day to respond to multiple impact sites across affected regions. At least 3 civilians were confirmed killed and dozens more injured, with numbers expected to rise as rescue operations continued in damaged buildings and infrastructure sites. In Odesa, a historic port city on the Black Sea, missile strikes damaged port facilities and storage infrastructure that has been crucial for grain exports, raising concerns about global food security impact. Dnipro, a major industrial center, suffered strikes on energy infrastructure that left several districts without power, while in Kyiv, residents endured another night in the shelters as explosion rocked the city. Medical facilities across affected regions reported receiving casualties with shrapnel injuries and trauma from building collapse, stretching emergency response capabilities already strained by years of conflict. Ukrainian forces responded to the assault by launching their own drone attacks targeting Russian energy infrastructure, continuing a campaign that has previously damaged refineries and storage facilities inside Russia. Military officials stated that they had successfully struck multiple oil processing facilities in southern Russia, though the extent of damage remained unclear. Meanwhile, the Russian Defense Ministry claimed to have intercepted an unprecedented number of Ukrainian drones overnight, stating that air defense systems had destroyed 149 drones across several border regions. This exchange represents the continuing pattern of long-range strikes between the two nations, with Ukraine increasingly targeting economic assets in Russia while Moscow focuses on energy infrastructure and military targets in Ukraine. The mutual drone warfare has created a new dimension to the conflict, with both sides investing heavily in developing and countering unmanned aerial capabilities. The timing of the massive Russian assault appears strategically significant, occurring as Western leaders prepare to discuss additional support for Ukraine and potential law sanctions against Russia. President Zelensky accused international partners of wasting time on sanctions discussions rather than delivering concrete military support, specifically highlighting Ukraine's ongoing need for advanced air defense systems and fighter aircraft. His comments came ahead of his planned meeting with President Trump, where the future of American support for Ukraine is expected to be a central topic. European Union officials simultaneously announced that new sanction package were under consideration, targeting Russian energy export and military supply chains. The escalation seems designed to test both Ukrainian defensive capabilities and Western political resolve, particularly as attention shifts to upcoming elections in several NATO countries and concern about continued funding for Ukrainian defense efforts. If you made it this far, congratulations. You have unlocked the truth. I would like to ask you a question. How might Russia's targeted destruction of Ukraine's energy infrastructure impact the war's duration and civilian morale? Join the debate and let us know your analysis in the comments. Like the video and, most importantly, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.